Okay, so we are officially recording. So, for anybody that doesn't know me, I am Sandy Linday. I've been with this company. I've been with Elevosity for about 10 months. I was somewhere between month 4 and month 5, I think it was, somewhere in there, that I actually hit the rank of Black Diamond. I am so in love with everything about this company. And I really, 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 like, this is a highlight of my day to be able to do a training like this for all of you guys. So having said that, just to give you just a little bit more back history of who I am, I've been in the industry for several years now. I have been a top customer enroller in every company that I've been in. So what I'm going to teach you guys can be a little controversial, okay? There are leaders, and I say this with the utmost respect, there are leaders who teach against it, and there's leaders who teach for it. I'm for it, obviously, because I know that it works, because I know that there's no way I could have been a top earner and a top customer enroller if it didn't work. There's just no way. So with that having been said, you guys, so our topic today is cold messaging, okay? Cold messaging is not scary, and it's not really what it sounds like, okay? If you're on Facebook friends with someone, I don't think it's a cold message. Cold messaging to me is when you just, go message people you're not friends with, you've never spoke to before, things like that. If you're friends with someone on Facebook, it's not unheard of for people to message each other on Facebook, ask questions, hey, I've gotten message where people are like, hey, are you the lady that had baby clothes for sale? Or, hey, are you the lady that, whatever? Or I've had people say, hey, who cuts your hair? So messaging is fine. It's fine, you guys. And you can grow your customer base as well as your organization hugely from cold messaging. Okay, so there's the 3 most important steps to growing your check is posting, messaging, and following up. Now, I think we've got the messaging or the posting down. I mean, we all know that we have to post. We have to post our selfies with our coffee. We have to post our before and after pictures. We know that. And we also know that we have to follow up with people, okay? So the part we're really focusing on today is the messaging. So what I've always done is I do what I like to call a mini power hour by myself pretty much every night, and it usually is about 30 minutes to an hour. My kids are older right now, but when I first come into this industry, I still had kids in school. So I would usually wait until 7, 8 o'clock at night because that's when my world calmed down. But that was also when a lot of other moms were on Facebook and not in the middle of dinner and baths and things. So that's really huge for you to note that. And you guys, I'll give everybody brownie points if you have a pen and paper and you're taking notes, because you're not going to remember all this if you're not jotting it down, okay? So I always do my mini power hours after 7 p.m. 7, 8 o'clock at night, and after, you're fine, okay? But there's way more people on Facebook. They're going to see your message and they're going to respond. So I do these mini power hours 7 or 8 o'clock at night. What a power hour looks like for me is I always have either my calendar book or a notepad, okay? Some kind of notebook, okay? Even if you just go to the dollar store, get one of those little dollar notebooks like you would buy your kids for school. Because as you're talking to people, you need a leads list. You need somewhere to keep a list of all the people that are interested in your coffee, okay? So I get my calendar or my notebook, okay? I get in a comfy spot. For me, you guys, you'll notice I love to work at night right here in my bed. There's no place in the world I love like my bed. And so I'll climb up here with my stuff, and I literally go into Facebook, and this is how I do it, okay? So if you have 5,000 Facebook friends, okay, and I know most of us don't have 5,000, but let's pretend for a minute. If you have 5,000 Facebook friends, the idea of cold messaging is to talk to each one of those friends at least once a month, okay? So if you have 5,000 friends, there's 30 days in a month. That means you have to message like 160 people a day, a night, in order to hit them all up in a month. Well, that is like you can literally message 160 people in under an hour with the way I'm going to show you to do this. So what I do is I'll get my phone. Okay, I like to do this from my phone. I will open up my profile. I'll go to, and I'm sure you guys know how to look this up on Facebook, but I'll just go into my friends. And when you go into your friends, they come, well, Facebook has changed again. Hang on. When you go into your friends, they come up usually in alphabetical order, and I'll just start in the A's, and I'll message however many people I set out for. Okay, if it's your first time, maybe you're only going to message 25 people. That's fine. If you're like me and you're like, I'm not going to bed until I message 100 people, that's fine. So I go through and I message all those people. Now, this is really key. Two things. Number one, don't respond to people until you've hammered out all your messages. And I'm going to tell you what your message is going to say in just a few. But so if I'm going down through here and I'm messaging all my friends whose first name starts with an A, I copy paste the message to them, go to the next one, send the same message. I'm literally messaging all my friends whose names start with an A, right? Now, some of those people are going to start messaging me back, but I don't acknowledge them. I don't open those messages because I don't want to mess up my mojo. I'm in this really good rhythm of copy paste, copy paste, okay? So I message everybody I want to message tonight, okay? And then at that point, that's when I grab my planner, my day book, my day planner, a calendar book, whatever, and I'll write down, start with, April, or start with, whoever the next person is on my list, okay? And so, if you guys will give me just a second, I'll tell you how to not get yourself in Facebook jail. I promise I'll get to all that. So I go down through there and I message everybody. When I get to my stopping point, I jot it down for tomorrow so I know where to start at tomorrow so I don't lose my place. And then I will go back and start answering questions from anyone that messaged me back. And the reason I do that is because most people have the same question. So once you write out your answer, you can copy it and kind of paste it to everyone. You may have to tweak it just a bit, but it makes life so much easier because you're still kind of just copy pasting rather than having to kill yourself typing new messages over and over and over again. Okay. Now, if you are someone who is not shy to voice message, I'll actually go into my phone, go into Messenger, go to myself, and I will send myself a voice message. Okay. I'll send the cold message to myself, and then from there, I can send that on to my friends. So that is, if you're one of those people who are not too shy to voice message, okay, that works as well. You can do the written message or the voice message. It's completely up to you, okay? So you want to get your messages out. Yeah, so I basically forward my voice message. Yeah, I do. So you want to get as many messages out as you can before you start responding so that you don't mess up your rhythm, right? Does that make sense? And then when you start answering questions, you're going to see you get this kind of the same question. So it's a whole lot easier to kind of copy paste your replies back as well, okay? Now here's something I want you guys to really, really take note of, okay? You got to be tough-skinned. Most people ignore your message. They ignore you, but that is okay because the simple fact that you message them is going to help your algorithms. Algorithms is just a Facebook popularity contest, okay? So they may not answer you back, and a lot of times they don't answer you back for a couple of reasons. Number one, they have no freaking idea what you're talking about, so now they're going to start creeping on your Facebook page to see what you're talking about, kind of figure out what you're doing, what you're selling. Sometimes they just don't answer you for the simple fact maybe they're busy. You called them at a bad time. They've got a sick kid. They're still at work, whatever. Sometimes they don't message back because they don't have any money right now, and people don't want to say, "Oh, I'm broke." So there's a lot of reasons why you may be ignored. Occasionally, you're going to get a no thank you, I'm not interested. That's okay. The no thank yous, I'm not interested, again, that just further boosted your algorithms because they replied back to you. Even if it was a no thank you, you got a response, okay? So that is going to help you, because even though they may not be interested now, or they may not think they're interested now, Facebook is like, dang, Sandy Linday talks to tons of people. She must be really popular. So we're going to push her post in front of even more people. Okay. So sometimes, you guys, you get like grumpy people. Sometimes you're going to get people. I mean, I've had people be like, don't message me. I didn't ask for info. If I wanted your stupid coffee, I'd message you. That's fine too. Again, it just boosted my algorithms. And thank you, lady, very much for letting me know you're not interested, right? But you boosted my algorithms. So you got to be a little bit tough-skinned, okay? You can't ever let it bug you that you're ignored, that you're told no thank you, that you're told, don't message me again with your stupid coffee. Because let me tell you something. I've had people say, don't message me again with your stupid coffee, and they're some of my number one customers now. Okay. I've had people tell me, how dare you message me? I didn't ask for info, and they're on my team now. Okay. Sometimes we just catch people in a grumpy mood. So I want y'all to know that I want to be really honest and really straightforward, really transparent. And I want you to know there's always someone having a crappy day, and you may hear about it, but it's okay. All of this works in your favor. Promise. Okay. I promise. I can tell you, the girls on my team that sign the most customers, they have always cold messaged like this, okay? Now, the way that we get around going to Facebook jail is, like, me personally, I guarantee you I can message a whole lot more people than you can before Facebook gets mad at me. But it's because, like, I've kind of built up to it. So when you start off, you may only be able to cold message 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 people. And then you may get a pop-up from Facebook that says, whoa, girl, slow down. You're abusing this function. When you get that message, be done for the night, okay? Don't push it. Be done. Don't cold message. You can reply to people that messaged you back, but don't send out any more messages. The other way you get around Facebook jail is each time you message someone, you're going to change your message just a bit, okay? For example, if my cold message is, I love you, okay? I'm going to go, hey, Heather, I love you, heart emoji. Hey, Brandy, I love you, smiley face emoji, right? So every so many messages, like, you're always changing the name. I'll always say, hey, Heather, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Chelsea, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll always change the emoji at the end. I just kind of rotate between my favorite emojis, smiley face, hearts, whatever. So if you're changing your message up just enough, you're still sending the same exact copy paste message, but there's those, like, two changes: the name and the like the emoji. Let's see. Y'all got a lot of questions coming in. I'll stop. Let's see. So Heidi said, do your Facebook algorithms go down if they never answer? Well, here's the thing. I've never saw it hurt me, ever. And I can absolutely guarantee you that more people than not, even if they don't answer you, they go to your page and they're looking to see what you're doing, what you're selling, what you're talking about. You're going to start popping up more in their news feed, their timeline. Okay. Let's see. So you don't use any Facebook tools allow you to mass message. To be honest, I'm old school enough that I don't know what Facebook tools are that mass message. No, I literally just get my phone and go down and copy paste. The only things that I change, Heidi, when you're doing a voice message, you can't change a voice message, but Facebook Messenger can't hear your voice message. So if I was typing, I would say, hey, Heather, I love you, smiley face. Hey, Brandy, I love you, smiley face. Hey, Chelsea, I love you, smiley face, whatever. But if I'm voice messaging, because I talk the way I talk, okay? So if I'm voice messaging, I would be like, hey, girl, just wanted to message you and say, I love you. Have a great, hope you're having a good day. And then that was a very generic message, but it was personal because that's how I speak to people. I literally, if you've ever been in Messenger with me, I'm literally like, hey, girl, blah, 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 blah. mean, that's the way I talk to Brandy. It's the way I talk to my team. That's how I talk to my kids, you know. I'm just, you know. So on a voice message, Messenger can't hear your voice message. They don't know what you're sending, right? Now, if you tried to send out like 500, if you tried to forward 500 voice messages like at one time, Facebook's going to catch on to that, okay? But otherwise, you're fine, okay? Let's see. Oh, I was talking about the Facebook tools. I don't know what the Facebook tools are. I literally just get my phone, go to my friends list, and I go in alphabetical order, y'all. And I was maxed out at 5,000 friends, and I got a lot of those people into my personal customer group. So I unfriended quite a bit of people to make room because they all follow me and they're in my group, so they see me go live like every day. So I'm down to like 3,000, almost 3,000 friends now. So I'm working on, I took myself from 5,000 to like 1,000 friends, and now I'm built back up. And then I shuffle those people into my group, which is a whole nother training. But I just start with my friends, and I start in the A's because I want to make sure I've cold messaged everybody this month. Okay. And then when we go into next month, if I sent them a message this month, you know, said something about the coffee, next month, when I see that they never responded this month, I'll just message them again and just be like, hey girl, I just realized you never messaged me back. I hope I didn't upset you when I asked you about my coffee. That's kind of my follow-up message. And we'll get to that in just a second. I'll give you guys these messages so you can write them down and use them. Okay. Now, another really, really important thing is when you do hammer out these messages, once you start getting replies, you guys heard me talk last night. I am a firm believer on using your conversation flow. Okay. Let's see. So all my conversations look the same. I always lead every conversation with offer and dose, okay? If they say they can't afford dose, we go down to just coffee. If they're still hesitant to order just coffee, then I'll offer them a sample. Here's the key thing. If you start off offering them a sample or just coffee, it's really hard to then go, hey, it's $49. And they go, yeah, great. And then you're going to go, okay, what about $95? Can you do $95? So it's hard to start off with coffee and then go to dose. But if you lead with dose, you're more likely to get them to order dose. I always start at the top, and then we can go down. You can't ever start at the bottom and go up, though, when you're trying to get people to buy, right? It's impossible. If I took you to the local Chevy dealership and I showed you the cheapest car on the lot, and I'm like, it's got air, it's got good brakes, it does this, it does everything you need a car to do, and it's $5. You're going to be like, I'll take it. Well, then I can't take you to the $100,000 Corvette and be like, hey, this does everything the $5 car does, but because it's a Corvette, it's, $100,000. You're going to be like, no, just give me the $5 car. That was a good deal, right? But if I did the opposite, if I took you to the Corvette first and told you how wonderful it was, and this is a vet, girl, like this is a good deal, I'm more likely to get you to buy the vet because I haven't showed you other things, right? So use your conversation flow and always start with dose. If they say, oh gosh, it's a little much, I don't know if I can afford that, that's fine, girl. Like well, you can do just the coffee. You'll have great results with just the coffee. Most of my customers do use the coffee and the pills, but if you want to go with just coffee and give it a try, I mean, you'll do great. Let's see. Yeah, I would totally buy the vet too. Trust me, I would. Okay. Now, the other thing that's really important is when you have people that are interested, whether they buy from you today or not, whether they get a sample today or not, if they are interested, you want to invite them into your customer group, right? If you're specifically under me, we have a customer group. If you're specifically under Brandy's leg and not mine, you guys have a customer group, right? So there's a customer group available for everybody on the Zoom, right? Invite your potential customers into the customer group. This is huge because you've kind of begin to break the ice with them and pique their interest, the customer group is it's like third party validation. It's a powerful tool. This is where they see all these other people drinking the coffee, loving the coffee, giving their testimonies, all these before and after pictures, all these people going live making their coffee and talking about their coffee, right? So once you've got them piqued with your cold message, get them into the customer group. Send them an invite, okay? And this is key. I don't care which customer group you're in. This is key. You guys, don't ever send people the link and tell them to join, because we can't. We can sometimes, but it's very hard to try to track them back to you. You want to make sure that you are inviting them. Don't just send them a link. Invite them to the customer group, and then you can shoot them a quick message and say, "Hey, girl, I know you're kind of on the fence. You want some more info. I just sent you an invitation to my customer group. It's called blah blah blah. Check it out. You have nothing to lose. Just check it out, and look at all my other customers' testimonies." Okay, that is, the customer groups are one of the reasons that those of us that utilize them sign a lot of customers. We kind of have all these tools, cold messaging, customer groups, all these things, and we make sure they're kind of intertwined, and that's how we sign so many more customers, okay, is using every tool that's on the table. Let's see, I'm looking at my notes, y'all, because I know I talk fast, I know I talk a lot, and I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, this is where you want to grab your pen and paper, okay? You want to write this down, okay? This is the cold message that my team uses. Now remember, you want to change it up. You always want to change the name. And trust me, I've sent a message to Heather that said, "Hey, Brandy, blah, blah, blah," because I forgot to change it. It happens. We're human. I just laugh it off and be like, "Oh my God, girl, I don't know why my phone said Brandy." It happens. Just try not to let it happen, right? But this is the message that I teach my team to send, okay? So if I'm messaging Chelsea, okay, I'll say, "Hey, Chelsea, I don't mean to bug you, girl, but I'm looking for a couple product testers. Would you be willing to check out my new Smart Coffee if I gave you my discount?" That's it. Question mark, smiley face, star, whatever emoji, okay? "Hey, Chelsea. Hey, Sue. Hey, Kim. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Heather. I don't mean to bug you, girl, but I'm looking for a couple product testers. Would you be willing to check out my Skinny Coffee, Smart Coffee, whatever you call it?" I say Skinny Coffee. But a lot of times, you guys, when I cold message, I don't say Skinny Coffee. I do say Smart Coffee, because if you message someone that's the size of a beanpole, they're going to be like, "I don't need Skinny Coffee. I weigh 70 pounds. And if you message someone who's, overweight, you could offend them and be like, well, they'll be like, "Well, are you calling me fat?" So I always say Smart Coffee when I'm messaging people, because I don't want to offend them. So, "Hey, Chelsea, I don't mean to bug you, but I'm looking for a couple product testers. Would you be willing to check out my Smart Coffee if I gave you my discount? Question mark. Okay. The number one response that I typically get is, "What's Smart Coffee? What is it?" And that's when you just go into your typical conversation flow. Just stick to your typical conversation flow. "Oh my goodness, this coffee is amazing. You can also get the peel, blah, blah, blah." Stick to your conversation flow. You just you just kind of, broke the ice. They ask a question. Stick to your conversation flow. Lead with dose. Then you can go to coffee. Then you can, if they won't do just coffee, you can offer a sample, and you're going to get them into your customer group. You're going to send them an invite and a message telling them that you invited them so they can check it out more. Chelsea asked me to write this. I will write that message in the chat. Give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I told y'all I can't talk and type at the same time. Okay. So, hey, Sue, I don't mean to bug you, but I'm looking for a couple product testers for my Smart Coffee. Whoops, I totally butchered that. Hang on, guys. Disregard that because I left out part of the sentence. Hang on. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. Hey, Sue, I don't mean to bug you, but I'm looking for a couple product testers for my Smart Coffee. Would you be willing to check it out if I gave you my discount? Again, most people are going to say, what's Smart Coffee? They may say, how much is it? They may say, what does it do? No matter what they say, you guys stick to your conversation flow. Remember we talked last night about if you stick with your conversation flow, you control where the conversation goes. Okay. So Heidi asked, do I charge for samples? Yes, I do. I don't ever give coffee away unless like we're doing a promo in one of the customer groups or something like that. But in terms of talking one-on-one with my potential customers, I do not give coffee away. Now, this is just me, okay? I'll respect anyone else that does it differently, but this is just me. I'm not in the business to, you know, just like be like running a charity, right? This is how I make my money. It's how I pay for this house and these lights and feed these kids. So I do not give samples away. I believe people do not value stuff that is free, okay? I've gave away plenty of samples of coffee in my lifetime, and almost every single person that got, I'm going to say it, probably 75% of those that got a freebie just wanted a freebie for the sake of getting a freebie, and they weren't really interested. If someone really wants to try the coffee, they'll buy the coffee. Now, for the longest time, you guys, I was charging $15 for 3 sticks. I've never had an issue getting $15 for 3 days worth of coffee samples for 3 sticks. I've never had an issue with that. I could charge that now until the end of time. However, there's kind of been a little bit of talk amongst the team. We kind of touched on this a little bit last night with Brandy. We are trying some new things. So some people are doing 2 sticks for $5. If you want to do that, you can. If you want to stick with 3 for $15, you can. It's completely up to you. But again, I've never had issues getting people, you know, to try the coffee, to spend $15 to try the coffee. Now, I will tell you this. I do tell people that want, you know, when I was doing 3 for $15, I would tell people, you know, hey, girl, I just want to let you know, for $49, you can actually get a full month of the coffee, and we do offer a money-back guarantee. And then that would usually push people, you know, I mean, $15 versus $49 is not a huge price difference. And when you're like 3 days worth or a month's worth, a lot of people would actually go with the full month. But again, just to go back to the original question, I do not give away free coffee unless I'm doing some kind of promo in the group for my team to help them, you know, get more customers or whatever. Other than that, I do not give away my coffee. If I have to spend my $49, whatever it is, whatever we pay, if I have to buy my bag of coffee sticks, then my customers are going to pay for it as well. Now, what I have done in the past, and this is a totally different training too, okay, but you might want to write this down, guys, is if I have a bag of coffee here right now and I know that these samples are going out in the mail first thing in the morning, okay, I'll tell these people, you know, I'll say, hey, Tabitha, got your coffee out in the morning got your coffee out to you this morning. You should have it in just a couple days. I am running a promo right now. If you decide to order a full month, as long as you order by, and I'll pick a date, you know, the 15th of the month or whatever, once you place your order, I'll reimburse you for your sample. So I'll give them their $5 back or whatever. I do that promo sometimes. And again, let me just say this. If you're brand new and you're not, you know, you're not getting that monthly check yet, don't don't put a strain on yourself to do things like that. That's just something that I've done. I've really only done it probably twice, maybe. I honestly don't have a hard time selling samples, and I don't have a hard time getting sample customers to order the coffee. The coffee does the work for us. If you can get the sample in their hands, most people buy the coffee, and sending cold messages really cracks that door for getting those samples out, for getting that coffee in people's hands. Okay. Chelsea says, I agree. People, they value the coffee if they pay for it. Tabitha said 2 for $5's working a lot better for her. She said she sold more this week doing that than she ever has sold samples. That's awesome. That's awesome. 2 for $5, you guys, is not a bad price point at all. It's really not. You pretty much are breaking even. You're not making a lot of cash to have on hand, but you're not like, going in debt either. 2 for $5 is kind of breaking even, which when you get those samples out there, it ends up being ordering customers. Okay, so I know I talk really fast. Brandy, Heather, did either of y'all have anything you wanted to add? Did anybody have any questions? Because y'all, I'm telling y'all, I can talk forever. Brandy, did you want me to unmute? Are you trying to unmute?
Oh no, toddler meltdown.
Oh, sorry. Heidi. So no, just coffee sticks. 2 coffee sticks for $5. No. If I buy the $200 big shareable shindig, right? You get 33 samples with that. I do charge at least $10, if not $15 for that. Heather, did you have something you wanted to say? Were you trying to, Heather? Yes, no? Oh.
Maybe.
Okay.
No, I was just going to reiterate that it's very important for you guys to be consistent with this. But also, if you're going to make this something that you do in your IPAs, I don't know how you guys do it or not, but like for me, I don't like do cold messaging every single day. I just don't, because if I did, I would never feel complete. But you have to grow your friends list.
Wait a minute.
That is a must.
Hey, Heather, hang on just a second. I want to pause right there. You guys, I want to just kind of expand on what she said. Heather has a huge following. She has 4 years in network marketing. She has a customer group of her own with thousands of people in it. And then her own personal Facebook has thousands of people. So what she meant, and I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but I just want to make sure y'all all understand. Heather did cold message every day when she come into this business, but she doesn't now, because if she cold messaged every day now, she would literally never get her inbox emptied. She couldn't keep up with the people. That's what she meant. Sorry, Heather, go ahead. I just want to make sure they understand.
No, I'm kind of glad that you put that in there.
We're totally, you guys, we're in a different place with our business than most of you guys are, is I guess a good way to say that.
Yeah. But you guys have to grow your friends list. Like, because if you cold message and you're not growing your friends list every day, what's going to happen is you're going to run out of people to message on your friends list. Right. So, that is what it is. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that growing your friends list is really, really important. And like when you get, like kind of like Sandy said, when you get into a spot where we're at now, because like my friends list is maxed out. So what I do, instead of like going to add friends necessarily, like one time of the day, I will, kind of clean up my friends list, and then maybe later that night, I'll try to go find some new friends to add. I hope that makes sense. I hope that didn't confuse anybody.
Hey, Heather, you're the queen of relationships. Like, you blend cold cold messaging and relationships, being personable, like you really blend those together very well. So why don't you give them your guidelines for, like, when you add new friends, you obviously don't cold message those people, you know, the day you've added them. So
No, yeah.
what's your like kind of DMO for that?
So you're right. I never. Okay, here's what I do, you guys. Like, my IPAs on a daily basis. Like, the minute that I open my eyes, I'll go in and do all my birthdays. That's exactly what I do. And my birthdays consist of friends on my friends list. Well, because I've got so many friends, you know, I might notice that I've got this random guy on my friends list. He's not really a creeper, but I don't really know this guy. Never went to school with him. He's not in my family. So I'll wish him a happy birthday, but I'll actually go to his page. And if I don't see anything that it just kind of pops out to me, I unfriend him. I don't keep people like that on my Facebook. Or if it's somebody that has a lot of profanity or, you know, just isn't my cup of tea, like, I unfriend those people. I still wish them a happy birthday. Now, I will actually go into my friends' birthdays. I'll actually go into their page and just kind of look and see if there's anybody that kind of sticks out to me. Okay. And when I say sticks out to me, like, when people think of me, they think of coffee, Jesus, and Facebook Live. Like, that's just who I am. So if there's somebody on their friends list that, you know, got a picture of Jesus or, you know, some kind of Bible verse or something, I'll go check them out a little bit. Like, sometimes I'll just skim over things, but I do it quickly. And that's how I grow my friends list. Once they accept my friend request, I will literally wave at them and be like, hey girl, thank you so much for accepting my friend request. You know, I seen your quote on your page and I love that. You know, I love that quote in the Bible. Or, you know,
Hey, Heather, let me pause you for just a second. So you guys, what she's getting at is she friend request her birthday people's friends. That's what, in case you guys missed that, she kind of creeps on. So if her friend Sue's having a birthday, she'll go creep on Sue's page a little bit at Sue's friends. And if she sees that Sue has friends that look like they would be her friends, she friend requests them. And then when they accept the friend request, she'll say, you know, love the quote on your page, you know, thanks for accepting me. That's
Yep.
what, in case you guys didn't quite get that, that's what she was saying.
So that's how, you know, yes, and I do. Tabitha's right. I start a personal conversation. I don't wave at them and be like, oh my God, you got to buy my coffee. Like, I don't do that. Don't do that to people. You're going to make people mad if that's what you're doing. You'll get unfriended really fast. I mean, in some scenarios, not very often, but in one scenario particularly, it wasn't on me, but I seen somebody blasting somebody on Facebook being like, dude, this girl just added me as a friend and then she pitched me her business. You know, don't do that. Like, this is part of you building a business. Like, if you have to think of Facebook as your storefront. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, if you have a store set up, you know, you're not necessarily going to be like at the door, be like, come buy my business and jerking them inside your business to buy something. You have to talk to people and listen to their story. Listen to their story. So I don't know. I'm a people person. I love people. I think everybody has a story and they want their story to be heard, and there's a purpose for their story. Find out what, I don't know. You just have to empathize with people and you have to create relationships.
Yep. Okay. So did anybody else have questions? Because I know we've got our big...
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you try to find friends that don't have many mutual friends as you, like, because I know I get tons of cold messages because I have a lot of mutual friends as people on my list. You know what I mean?
So, okay, personally, I do not have other elpreneurs on my friends list who are not in my downline. And the reason for that is because when okay, first of all, Facebook suggests friends to us. The friends that Facebook suggests to us are usually either other people that sell coffee, or they're going to be, if I went through my suggested friends right now, it's going to be all of you guys' friends. Okay. And I may not know it at the time, but it's going to be people that I'm connected with. It's going to be people that I don't want as my friends. So that's one of the first things is I do not friend request suggested friends on Facebook. That's first. Secondly,
Okay.
like when I go down and I'm friend requesting people, it'll say, you've got 3 mutual friends. And it'll usually, if you kind of hover over it, it'll tell me who those mutual friends are. If they're, Heather and Brandy and Chelsea, I'm like, I'm not friend requesting this person because they're either a customer or they sell the coffee. But if the mutual friends are like 3 girls I went to high school with, then in that case, I will friend them. You just kind of have to be careful. I teach my team not to friend request suggested friends because Facebook knows we're all connected by a coffee somehow. So that's why I never friend suggested friends.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if you go wish your Facebook friends a birthday every day, that's a great way to clean up your friends list. Because first of all, it's getting that cold message out. It's one way of cold messaging is friend requesting, right? I mean, sending birthday messages. So when I go in, when I go and I look and Facebook says I have 7 friends with birthdays, like if I realize Heather Hightower's got 2 accounts, I'll look and see which one's like the old one and which one's the one she uses, and I unfriend the old one. If I have a bunch of guys, and Heather touched on this, if I have a bunch of guys that I'm friends with and I don't know them and they aren't really my friends, and I'm like, who the heck are these guys? I unfriend them. I mean, I'm married, and usually men don't buy weight loss, don't buy coffee. So I unfriend guys. Okay. So doing your birthdays is a great way to weed out your friends. And then the rest of those birthdays that you want to keep as friends, it's going to be people that you went to high school with. Okay. So go into, and this is just a little trick I do. So I just seen Tabitha pop up. So if I went to high school with Tabitha, she's not in the business and it's her birthday, I go wish Tabitha a happy birthday. I will go to Tabitha's friend list. And since Tabitha starts with a T, I scroll down to her T friends and I'll friend request like 5 or 10 of her friends. And the reason I do it that way, and like if I'm friend requesting, if I'm wishing Brandy, if she's not in the business and I'm wishing her a happy birthday, I'll go to her friends whose names start with a B. The reason I do it that way is because I figured out a long time ago that I had like 7 million friends whose names all started with A. So now I kind of just do the little alphabet game. So if Heather wasn't in the business and I was wishing her a happy birthday, I would go to her friends list and I would friend request 5 or 10 of her friends whose first name started with an H. And that way you end up with friends from other states, other countries, other walks of life, just friends you would have never had. And, a good icebreaker for messaging, the first time messaging is always birthdays. Those cold messaging, just, hey girl, I'm looking for some product testers. That's a great message. Messaging is huge. Again, I know I said this at the beginning of the Zoom, and we've got about 15 minutes to wrap this up. So I want to wrap it up by saying, I promise you, 3 of the most important things you can do to grow your check is post, message, and follow up. Okay. So make sure you're messaging all your friends. Make sure you're posting consistently. Make sure you're getting these people into your customer group. Make sure you're following up. And of course, that's where your notebook or your planner comes in. You need that follow-up list. You need a list of everybody you've talked to that was interested, and you need a list of when people have told you they'll be ready to order. So you need those lists. Anybody, anything, any questions? Brandy, Heather, anything y'all think I missed? Anything y'all want to add? Brandy, I love your hair today. I think somebody already said that, but I love your hair today. Hang on. All right, sorry, I had to unmute you. What'd you say?
I straightened it.
It's
So it was the first time I straightened it in forever.
it's really pretty. Great.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks.
So Heidi had asked about the conversation flow. So you guys, I'll be honest, I have a list of this training series that we've just started. I have a list of topics, okay? Now I know that we've agreed on Tuesday night is our normal training night, but I literally have a list of things, including how I teach my team to do IPAs, the conversation flow that we use for potential customers, something you guys have probably never heard of, and I don't even have time to even start to talk about it, is sponsored ads. I don't even know if you have to Brandy yet. Heather Hightower's the queen of sponsor. Like, she's giddy. We get a crap ton of customers from sponsored ads, and it's not what you think it is. But we have a ton of training ideas, training Zoom ideas, things I want to go over with you guys. So it's just a matter of getting the training done. Conversation flow is one of the next things you guys really want to go over. I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. Go ahead, Heather. I see you like you're just.
My husband. I was doing like my little giddy face. And he's making fun of me.
My goodness. Okay, guys, so we have about 12 minutes until Brittany and Joseph go live. So let's wrap this up. I will get this uploaded to my YouTube channel, and I'll get the link in the training group. Sorry, you guys. I had to mute. So I heard a baby crying. I'll get this link. I'll get it uploaded tonight. I'll get this link. It may be in the morning. Maybe, I don't know. Depends how the rest of the night goes. And then also, we'll make sure we get Brittany and Joseph's link over into the chats for you guys like ASAP too. Okay. So you guys, hope you got something out of this. I'm so excited. I'm so glad you guys were on here. Thanks for hanging out with me for almost an hour. And I'm like legit looking forward to the rest of this training series. So I will see you guys in about 10 minutes with Brittany and Joseph. Bye guys.